Disastrous
All right, how are you?
today. So I want to thank you guys for taking time out of your day, giving me this opportunity to help you grow your each of your individual businesses. Um, was there something you wanted to cover before I dove in?
No, Jaleel, just wanted
We're
real
all
quickly.
good.
Jaleel is
We're all
the
good. All exciting things going on. I was watching what's going on in the news. So today I'm sure you're waiting to hear what they say, right? With the course case. What's that?
yeah, if you could mute
Yeah.
your mics.
Yeah, so Friday is, so we'll know by Friday what the judge.
If you all could mute your
Oh, it's
mic.
Friday. Okay. Oh, I thought.
Okay,
There it is.
there we go. Yeah, so welcome to this next master class from Jaleel Mans, who is the CEO of High Velocity Global, empowering business owners and game changers to align sales, marketing, and service by leveraging the inbound marketing flywheel to ensure continued growth. So that's what we're going to be talking about today is marketing funnels and sales funnels. So Jaleel, man, I'll let you take it from here. Thank you for teaching this masterclass. And you have the floor, sir.
All right, it's an honor. It's an honor to be here. I was in this program with Doug, I want to say 12 years ago. So this is amazing. I never saw myself on the other side of this. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Today, we're going to talk about the purpose of this masterclass. And so what I want to do is I want to help you to build an amazing customer journey, right? And that's important because that experience from first touch, maybe online or direct mail, however you decide to do it, should be a very impressive one, all the way up into the onboarding, them becoming an active promoter. I'm going to teach you how to build a marketing funnel. So I've been in this space since 2015. I was certified with lots of programs. I work with companies like Infusionsoft, Salesforce, HubSpot, Oracle, Eloqua, a ton of them. So I've learned a few things that I can share with you that'll give you some shortcuts. Also, I'm going to teach you how to drive some traffic to your new funnel, how to get some prospects to take a low to no cost offer, which you would leverage to gain trust and credibility. Then I'm going to introduce you to introduce your new leads to an irresistible offer. So what I mean by an irresistible offer is something that's in complete alignment with what they're looking for. And if you've done the research right, it will become an irresistible offer. And then what's most important is this last bullet point. Sometimes funnels, if you get too wrapped up in it, could be too stressful. So I'm going to teach you how to have loads of fun while you're doing it. All right, so next, I want you to meet me. I've been a website designer. I designed my first website actually during the dot-com rush in '91. Social media emerged. I had to learn that and teach that to my clients. Then websites started to lose their effectiveness for sales, right? A lot of us had our websites built out for almost like a brochure or informational based website. So as time evolves, human behavior evolves, and we need to evolve with that. So I went out and sought a new solution. I partnered with a lot of those marketing automation companies that I mentioned previously. I went through lots of trainings and certifications with them. An example of that, I work closely with HubSpot. I'm a partner with them, so I hold about 11 certifications with them. So that's how I went out to go find a new solution for my clients, get certified. And then, of course, I had a feeling that, everybody else would want to learn how to do this too. So what I'm going to cover here is uh-oh. Oh, okay. Still here. All right, great. So what we're going to cover today is 7 steps here. We're going to talk about driving traffic to the funnel. We're going to talk about how to bait your hook, right? So you want to attract that perfect client. And if you guys have any questions at any time, I want this to be interactive. I don't want you to have to put up with me droning through slides. If you have questions, you can feel free to raise your hand or, unmute and catch me with your questions. So we're going to drive traffic. We're going to come up with an offer or bait the hook. We're going to do a front end offer, a middle offer, a compelling back end offer. And then we're going to also create a funnel without starting from scratch. I'm going to teach you how to do that. And then I'm going to show you how to leverage social proof to add more value to your funnel. So secret number one, we're going to talk about how to drive traffic to your funnel and why you want to be intentional about who you bring into your funnel. Very important. So next, you want to know where your high value prospects hang out on the web. And so this, I call it a reverse engineering of sorts, right? So I do a lot of sales coaching. And so what I do is I try to figure out where those high value prospects hang out. And I notice that they hang out at places like Sandler Training and Dale Carnegie. There's another company called Brain Shark, which they hire for coaching. And so I've done that back end research to understand where those high value prospects are hanging out online. And that makes me really privy to their conversations. I like to go to those companies' pages and read through the reviews. This is something that you'll want to take notes on, is that what I do is I go through their reviews and I look specifically for two things. Those two things are, one, what are they doing right? Because I want to be able to emulate what they're doing right. Two, I want to figure out what they're doing wrong or what they're not doing so well at, so that I can take advantage of where they're making mistakes. So I have notebooks, literally a stack of those black and white composition books with notes. And so what social networks or content are they interacting with, right? And that's easily found too. So with Carnegie and Sandler Training, I can see which networks they're posting on. I can see what their most popular posts are. I see which ones are creating the most conversation. And then lastly, what you want to do is you want to create a free or lower cost offer, something like a low to no cost offer that's going to deliver value and get them to take initial steps. And for those of you who have already created funnels and maybe you've had trouble with your funnel, one of the things that I really pay attention to is the research. Understanding the niche, understanding your positioning statements, being clear on how you can tell people how you serve, how you're going to help them. And so I see a lot of people go straight into the software. They want to start building pages out. They want to start playing with all those fun features. But I can tell you the messaging is very, very important. So secret two, we're going to talk about putting the right bait on your hook. And so this is how we're going to discover how to keep the customer engaged and ready to move forward with you. So part of that goes into, what kind of low risk offer or hook to your prospects you have to get them in and get them to engage further with you. And so I'm going to give you insights as I go through this presentation from my point of view, and some things that I've done. So I've done low risk offers like doing an assessment of their sales process. Hey, who do you have in position? Sometimes I have them record calls so that I can listen to them. Sometimes they have me go on the call so that I can hear it. And so I've done those types of things with my clients to understand exactly how can I get them value right off the bat. And usually in sales, it's prospecting or trying to qualify people. Because what's the point, right? If you're not going to get people, if you're going to try to close a sale, if they weren't qualified in the first place, well, you did all of that for nothing. And so you need to understand also what kind of offer should be in place. And I see this is a common mistake too, because, someone will run a webinar for a $50 or $100 product, right? And that doesn't make sense. Nobody wants to be online for a whole hour, to download your ebook or get your mini course, right? So the offer that you have in place should be, equal to what it is you're offering. So for example, if I'm offering a mini course, right, I may do a short video training that I recorded with my teleprompter, in order to put that on my page, have them watch it, learn, understand that I know what I'm talking about, that I may be the right person to help them out. And then from there, I move into the offer. And I'm going to share one of my funnels with you once we get through all the secrets. And then the last point here is that we want to prime the recipient, right, to make a more valuable purchase at some point. And so what that means simply is that we want to keep in mind that that first offer, we should be planning to move them to the next stage. So for example, when I do my 7-day video selling challenge, the next step in that is, okay, now that you've been on there, right, here's how you follow up. Now that you've learned how to reach out to people, leveraging video, you know, and getting that sales conversation going, here's how you move forward and close the deal. So I want you to keep that in mind when you're looking at your individual businesses about moving them to the next step of the process. I want to take a quick second. Does anyone have any questions, comments? All right.
No, not as yet.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, so next we're going to talk about a front end offer, right? So what we did was we talked about how to drive traffic to the funnel. We talked about how to bait the hook with a low to no cost offer. And then we want to get them into a front end offer. So now that we've built some trust and credibility, right, and we've kind of given them a small win with the free or low cost item, what we want to do now is we want to move them to a paid offer, right? And so that's where we're going to talk about creating your front end offer and then focusing on some sales content. So what we want to do is we want to move them directly to a landing page or a squeeze page, showcasing this premium offer, right? You want to say, okay, now that I've taught you something, I've helped you get a quick win. Now it makes sense for you to move into something that's going to help you get a bigger result, right? To either help you move forward or help you with the next step inside of this funnel, right? And all of this time we're building trust, we're building credibility. And so these are why it's really important to follow these secrets in order. Next, you want to move them to a middle offer. And what I'm going to do briefly is I'm going to step back to secret 3 and I'll talk about, you know, my funnel and how it works. So I've got the 7-day video challenge. And then from there, it takes them to the video secrets. And then from there, it takes them to what I call my predictive video selling system, which then takes them through a 12-week course. And so that's my middle offer. So from there, a free 7-day challenge, my video secrets, which shows them how to prospect, how to nurture a lead, how to close a lead, and then we move straight into the 12-week intensive, right? And so this is where you'll learn how to provide an upsell offer that's going to increase the value of the initial order. So you want to be very careful at this step not to ever put down the first step, right? The first thing that they paid for. When they go to the next upsell page, they pay for their order, they move to the upsell page. You want to remind them that they made a great decision, that they made the right step, but that this next offer is going to either help them move forward faster or it's going to help them take the next step. And so this is how you really need to take advantage of the next opportunity at hand. You're going to have to be able to address frequently asked questions. You're going to have to ask questions that maybe your prospect hasn't thought about.
Take photos of the pots and pans and everything. Make them take photos of the pots and pans and everything.
Okay, and so you want to provide the exact value that your customers are looking for at the moment, right? So if I put someone through, I teach them how to sell using video, you know, I want to step that up a little bit, right? I want to step that up to the next level. And then that means giving them, you know, scripts that they can use on the phone, emails, things of that nature, where they can go beyond just doing the video, reaching out through video, and then escalating that, taking that to the next level, giving them ideas on what retargeting ads may look like at this phase of their sales funnel. And then secret 5 is how to create a compelling back-end offer. So we started with the 7-day video challenge for free. Then we went to the video selling secrets, which they pay $4.97 for. Then we go to the middle offer, which is about $2,000. And then from there, we have a compelling back order. back end order. Now, I want to bring this back end order into context. And for any of you who have been in Starbucks, you know that you've been in Starbucks. You can go to the counter, you can get your snacks, you can get your coffees, you can get your teas, but you can also buy things like bags of coffee. You can buy bags of tea, coffee mugs. But if you keep looking a little bit further, you'll see some pretty expensive, maybe one or two expensive espresso machines or coffee machines that are about $300 or $400, right? So Starbucks isn't expecting to make a lot of money off of those coffee makers or those espresso machines, but they already know that about 5 to 8% of their customer base will take advantage of something like that when they see it and they're waiting in line. So I wanted to give you some context into your back end offer. The back end offer for me is a more either one-on-one or group coaching with a sales team to help them kind of role play and put together a process that's going to help them. And that doesn't come cheap at all. You know, that can be between 10 to 20, 30,000, 10, 30,000 just to, you know, to set up an individual sales manager or their team. So don't expect a whole lot of sales to come from your compelling back end order, but it's always nice to have it there to capture that, you know, 5 to 8%. So when you're doing that, you're going to transform your brand new customers into high value patrons, right? Keep in mind that this funnel process is happening online. They already had their wallet out to make the first purchase, but then when they go to the second purchase, their wallet's already out. Their information's already been entered. It's just a simple matter of yes or no once they understand the value. So this is your opportunity to really create a great back end offer that's going to give you huge margins. And when you do get those 5 or 8% of sales, they'll be significant. And so what do I do to convince them that they stand a ton of value to gain from the next and the highest level of the value ladder? And I could easily answer that question, right? You can either go through the 12-week predictable video selling system program, or you could go through that program with me in a coaching environment where I'm there to answer questions, to help you get through conversations, to help you close deals, right? So for me, that's very easy on how I would convince them to take that back end order offer. And then this is also just another way to keep them engaged with the brand, you know. So I want to keep them engaged by the brand when they when they purchase a $10,000 or $30,000 package, right? I tend to send out, you know, edible arrangements and gift cards and thank you cards and calls for myself and team members, right? Just to enhance that experience for them. So before I go into Secret 6, do we have any questions?
This is awesome. Can you please, in one sentence, remind us what the front end, middle, and back end is?
Okay, so your front end is your front end offer is just the one that you're going to use to get them in, right? That's going to be their first purchase. You actually have something in front of there. So you've got your free offer. Your first one is their first purchase, right? Which is probably a cheaper offer. Then you have your middle, which is a little more expensive, and then your back end, which is usually your most expensive thing.
Okay. Yeah, the main confusion is how you deliver it. If it pops up on the screen, is it an email drip? And how to not annoy the hell out of your customers. That's part of the mystery.
Okay, so let's talk about it in context of what you do. Can you go into what you do real quick, and then let's talk through a scenario of how it would work.
Yeah, my next thing was going to be like, this all sounds amazing and it's very relevant, but it also sounds like surgery. It's like step 1 to step 50, and definitely could benefit from consulting to work with someone to create this. So what I do is I create creative wellness solutions for self-care, self-development, mental health, mindfulness. And I do have a signature product that's printed. So it's a deck of cards that can be the first. Actually, I'm still a startup, so I don't have my free offer yet. But yeah, we're looking at physical card games. We're looking at group coaching, corporate wellness solutions, virtual. And yeah, I definitely could create a lot of morning rituals, night rituals. I could create a lot of things because I'm in self-development.
Right. So let's take a step back and say, you know, who's your avatar? Who's your ideal client?
It's looking like middle-aged women, usually single, that have some experience in yoga, meditation, maybe did some counseling, but are kind of still searching for their confidence and just loving themselves.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
All right. And so you haven't been able to think of a front end offer for that avatar yet, or that ideal client?
No, I'm still kind of fresh out of the gates.
Okay. All right. So what if you did, and you tell me if I'm on point or not here, but what if you did a series of affirmations, right? You got your fancy microphone out, you've written your affirmations down, you've got some background music playing, right? And you do a series of 7 affirmations. And then you put that into your system and you say, hey, are you a stressed out, you know, lady executive, right? Who's already aware of fitness and wellness, emotional health, right? But it's just not coming together for you, right? Well, try my 7-day affirmation, you know, and you would think of a cool name for it, obviously, right? And so let's talk about how you would build value with that, right? What could your ideal client get from those 7 days of affirmation? And what would you talk about that would help her build her confidence?
This is a great idea. um, well, we could go through the different aspects that build ritual, like rituals with your body, rituals with your mind, rituals in the house, rituals when you leave the house.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So if you started with rituals before leaving the house, right, you give some instruction, maybe in one video where you say, hey, this is my ritual. I wake up, I maybe stretch while I'm still in bed, right? I turn on my Calm meditation app and I clear my mind, right? I think about some things that I'm going to be grateful for. You know, I get a control of my day before it takes control of me. I get up, I do my yoga, my meditation like I would always do. And then I go through my affirmations before I hit the road and go out into the world. Right. So on one end of that, like the very beginning, you're actually giving your ideal client the method for a routine, a morning routine. Right. And then you're backing that up with an affirmation. Right. And then she's headed out to her day, off to a great start. Do you think she'd be confident and in a better place when she leaves the house?
Yeah, that sounds great. So like an action and an affirmation, and then maybe like a takeaway life coaching question to keep reflecting in the day.
Right. So have you ever heard of a website called plr.me?
No.
Okay. So my buddy Ronnie runs that site. And what you can do is you can go there and you can find professionally written content that's already in your wheelhouse, right? So I've been a member there for years, and I used to do a little bit of coaching for fun. And so you can actually go to that website, look up anxiety, right? And it'll give you all kinds of things on anxiety, affirmations, professionally written articles you can use on your blog, workshops, worksheets, right? And then you can buy these things. You're licensed to use them any way you see fit, put your name on it, rename it, right? And now you've cut out a ton of work, right? Because before you told me this sounded like 50 steps, but I'm here to give you the shortcuts, right? So you go there, you get the content, the workshop that you want to put on, you develop that content, you put it out there, and now that's your first step. That's how you baited the hook to get her in, right? So what happens next? You mentioned confidence, right? We've helped her come up with a routine. We've helped her do affirmations, right? But what's the next step? What's the next logical step? Where else is she having problems that you could help her with?
Probably the support and accountability for change.
Fantastic. So do you think that a group coaching program, maybe that's done online through Zoom, would be great, where she could not only get support from you as the expert, but also get support from her colleagues, right? Other busy women executives who are in touch, but not quite where they want to be?
Yeah, the future is all about small group coaching.
There you go, right? And so I'm going to share the resources that I've learned, but there's a website called Mind Valley, like your mind
Yes.
and out in the valley. So you are familiar with Mind Valley, right?
Oh yeah, they're the top of the pinnacle.
Exactly. And so that's where I paid for some coaching through Christina Berkeley. And I learned that, you know, when you want to start with the group coaching, and you take your best group coaching clients and make your offer for one-on-one coaching with them. Right. And so you see how this funnel is starting to come together? You're getting
Yeah.
a series of wins along the way, and you're progressively moving her up.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah, the next mystery is, how does it drip without being like, oh, you're in my face too much?
Well,
Because I've seen the little pop-ups and they're cute. Then I've seen the page where you're like scrolling 1,000 times and it's just like all this words. And then there's the email drip 1 day later, 2 days later. So all that is like, you have to be mindful, especially when you're at a mindful company, to not have that tacky in your face all the time.
right. And sometimes it seems overwhelming because you're so close to it. But really, I would encourage you just to keep an eye on the metrics. If you're sending too many communications, I promise you, they will let you know you need to back off. You'll see, you know, your unsubscribes increase, or your spams increase, or you'll get a message, hey, this is too much. But if you're not getting any of those indicators, I would say stay on the path that you're on. I'm a big fan of letting the data tell me what's working and what's not.
Good answer.
All right, excellent. Anything else I can answer for you?
I'm not going to take up all the space. Please proceed. Thank you for your gracious generosity.
No problem. All right, and so next we want to talk about how to create a funnel without starting from scratch, right? We want to, you know, we want to go back to that extensive research that I told you, because this is a mistake that I made myself. I can own it now, and it was an expensive mistake. I thought I could write copy just off the top of my head, put a funnel together, and that it would just work. Because I've been in this online space since 91, I figured, well, I already know this stuff. I could just put it in there and it's going to work. And the truth is, that's not exactly how it's going to work for you. So you need to learn how competing brands are working to nurture their audience through, you know, toward a big sale at the end. And you'll notice that we talked about Mind Valley, you know, not too long ago, which is an online and in-person kind of coaching program. They're huge. They have campuses around the world, and they do stuff virtually. A-Fest is their annual thing, Awesome Fest. And so we can learn a lot from how these brands are working to nurture their audience. In some circles, you may have heard it online, and it's called funnel hacking, right? And so you take a look at a big funnel, a funnel that belongs to a massive company that's, you know, worth millions or billions of dollars, and you deconstruct what they've done, because you want to be mindful of, you know, the resources and the cash that they put into putting together a funnel like that. And so if you're really paying attention to what's working, and I even spend a little bit of money, I'll go through my competitor's funnel. If I see somebody open up in Houston, Texas, doing a sales coaching or consulting business, I'm going to get their card. I'm going to find their funnel. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to deconstruct it. I'm going to look at their reviews. I'm going to find out, is this stuff working? Is it not working? Right. And so that reverse engineering of my competitor's process is actually very, very valuable to me, because I didn't have to spend the money to see what the emails look like. I didn't have to spend the money to see how the the sales page was written. And so I leveraged that as a part of my research to figure out what's working versus experimenting with my own budget, which is not as large as their budgets in some cases. So secret 7, we're going to leverage social proof to add more value to your funnel. And I'm going to use the example, was it Robert or Austin?
Yeah, it was Robert.
Robert. Okay. So Robert, I'm going to use you as an example again, right? And so I'm going to tell you how you can leverage social proof to add more value to your funnel. A lot of people think that you have to wait until your entire engagement is over with them before you get a testimonial. And that is far from the truth, right? Because what you want to do is you actually want to get testimonials at every stage. So for example, Robert's going to send out some audio affirmations with some cool mood music in the back, and he's going to send that out by email or text message to all of these prospective customers. And so when that's done, what I like to do is just throw an email in there, hey, how did you enjoy this? And if you enjoyed it, would you give me a testimonial? And I tend to start with the biggest stuff and work my way down. So and by that, I mean, I start with a video testimonial. If they say yes, great. If they say no, hey, would you mind doing an audio one that I can record over the phone? Sure, I'll do that. Or if they'll write one. But if I could get all 3, I try to incentivize, and maybe I give them a gift card, or I give them a credit for their next purchase. And so I can leverage that video testimonial saying, hey, Robert's, affirmations for the past 7 days are great. I feel like a new woman. My life has been great ever since, and I'm looking forward to the next step. Robert can leverage a video like that, a simple video just like that, in his funnel, so that when they land on that page to sign up for the affirmations, it's no longer just Robert saying this is the best thing. He actually has 1, 2, or 3 video testimonials that run after his video that are saying, hey, this works. This works, Miss Lady. You need to go get this, right? So that's another way I wanted to show you exactly that's how you can do it. So that's how you collect your short form video endorsements. I do them over Zoom like this, Google Meet. If the in-person days, I have my little selfie stick in my phone, and I go and I shoot a video. I ask the questions, they answer the questions, I stop recording, life is good. And then you need to know why case studies are a powerful tool to push a deal across the line. So you'll want to collect case studies too. And case studies will tell the story of how you got, this particular client from step A to step Z, right? And then the results that they got. And those case studies are fantastic, because what better tool that you could leverage to push your most expensive high-end offer with is, hey, this person started off in the same funnel just as you. They did all the same steps and accomplished this result. Now, don't you want this too? Right? That's another way to do it.
Jaleel,
So,
quick question. When you say
yes.
case studies, does it have to do something that you did, or can be a case study of something that has been done and you have like a statistic per se?
Yes, you could use another case study that was relevant. Of course, it's going to have more power if it's a case study from you.
Okay.
Yes. Thanks for that, Michelle. Right. And so that's really how you leverage social proof. And when you make it a part of your process, every time I finish a piece of work for somebody, I try to get that testimonial. Could you run over to LinkedIn? Could you run over to Facebook? Could you run over to Google? Could you send me a video? And you'd be surprised how many testimonials you can rack up just by making it a part of your daily process. All right. And so here are some of the tools that you'll need. again, you'll need a CRM, a customer relationship management system. That's where all your contacts are. I use HubSpot. I've been partnered with HubSpot. I love them because they have a free level that you can start with and grow your business. So you start at free, then you move to, I think, 40, 50 bucks a month, then up to 150, and then it just goes up and up and up as your business grows and scales. And a CRM is very valuable because my CRM tells me everything that I need to know. When a prospect downloads something from my website, HubSpot through their mobile app tells me about that. When they open my email, if I'm trying to close a deal, if I see they open an email or clicked on a link, first thing I do is I pick up my phone and I call them. Because why? They're in one of two places. Either they're on their phone or they're at their computer. So I leverage that CRM as a buying signal so that I can pick up the phone, call them and say, hey, how are you doing? And generally, it's kind of creepy to tell people that you got a CRM and you've been tracking them. So don't do that. That makes everything awkward going forward. But
Jaleel,
yeah.
I can tell you, I did some research and I wanted to find a CRM and I came across HubSpot and it is amazing, amazing, amazing. Everything you're saying, it can generate your land page, it could generate your invoices. And just like you said, I used that to actually create my landing page.
Yes. And
So-
it was easy to use, right?
Yeah, and just this morning I connect with someone and sent them, a follow-up and put the landing page. So this will actually just automatically enter their data into the HubSpot.
And Michelle, are you on the basic package?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So that basic package is a beast, but depending on what you need to do, I love that HubSpot has everything in one place. So
Yeah.
literally when you're looking at the menu, you'll see sales, marketing, service, right? All of your messages come into one place. So your Facebook messages, your live website chat, your support email all comes into one place. And so while funnels are good and you're sitting there and you're waiting for sales to come through, you can also leverage your CRM to see what people are doing and find the most opportune time to jump in and have a conversation.
Do you know what the best tutorial is for that on YouTube or wherever it be?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please?
I'm looking to join HubSpot, but I like looking at tutorials. Would you recommend a tutorial that I could watch on YouTube?
They have tons of them. HubSpot gives you tons of.
HubSpot does?
Yeah.
Yes, they do. They have tons. And as a partner, I'd be happy to, schedule a time and do a demo with you, and we can talk about what's most important to you. And I can open up my demo account that they gave me and walk you through it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. I think that'll be a little more effective than YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. So happy to do that for you.
Thank you.
So the next tool you're going to need is a marketing automation system, right? And I want you to be aware that I want to say in 2017, there must have been, Marcom said there were maybe 937 tools back in 2017. There are now over 8,000 online tools like HubSpot and marketing automation with no signs of slowing down. Right. So you need a marketing automation system that's going to deliver your emails or your text messages or your emails and text messages.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's going to handle the automation. That's where scaling your business becomes a reality, because that's where I was stuck, around the time I met Doug. I think when I met Doug, my business blew up. I went to a chamber event, I had a table, and I was competing with the big boys. And what happened was I just hit a bottleneck. I signed 26 website jobs at one event. And I got the attention of my competitors, probably not in a good way, but I also lost my ability to scale because as one guy, I could only handle so many at a time, right? And so, you want to leverage your marketing automation tools. I use that to automate things like onboarding. Hey, thanks a lot for your purchase. Here's the next steps. Here's the email you can use for support. Here's our phone number, and so I send those kind of things out just to keep my new customer excited, while it's probably buying me some time. I may be working on another project or something like that, but I know my customer is getting all the information that they need. You're going to need an online payment system. most popular is PayPal. And I know not everybody loves PayPal, but PayPal, you have to remember, is also separate from a basic bank account. So a lot of people, I believe a statistic about in 2018 or 19, there was like over $1 billion sitting in PayPal accounts worldwide. And you have to remember that's separate from their bank accounts, their debit cards, their credit cards. So I keep PayPal open as a payment option. Another one that you can use is Stripe. I know a lot of people who don't like PayPal tend to go with Stripe. And Stripe is a very simple, easy to use interface, no bells and whistles really, just good at taking credit cards and recurring payments.
Quick question with Stripe. PayPal, I know when you use it, it gets a percentage. Was it the same with Stripe, more or less?
Correct. So yeah, Stripe is about the same.
Okay.
And so it doesn't really matter. If you have somebody processing your cards, you're going to pay a fee to someone. And so some ways around that, you could go through companies like Authorize.net. There are a few others, and they base their rates on your credit, either your personal credit if you're a sole proprietor, or if you're a corporation, it'll go check against your business credit and probably your personal credit too. And then they can negotiate generally a lower rate. So that's, that really depends. If you're doing high volume, that would make sense. If you're doing a lot of high ticket items like 10 grand or higher, and they're taking a big percent, I've found ways around that, through wire transfers and things like that, so at a certain limit, I don't really want PayPal taking all, a huge percent. So there are creative ways to solve that.
Okay.
You'll need a project management system. And, if we're talking about HubSpot, obviously, HubSpot has, you can manage your task in there. I love doing that. I set up my task. All the things I need to remember to do are there with reminders that'll come out to me on my, through my mobile app or email to me. You need a clear plan of action to keep you focused. It's really easy to go down that sinkhole or down the rabbit hole of all the features of these systems, these marketing tools. I remember I got caught up and I was building a funnel one time and I said, oh, good, this sends direct mail. I can send a fax. I can send a text. I can make a call, send out a call recording. And I got overwhelmed in the features and the bells and whistles rather than focusing on the plan. And so you don't want to go down that route. It's going to cost you a lot of money. Most of the time, you just want to keep your funnels simple at first. You want to keep it very simple, very easy to understand. And then progressively what you do is you continue to add to it. So if you just start off and somebody signs up and they get 3 automated emails, that's great. Maybe next quarter, you're going to add a few text messages to that. In the subsequent quarter, you're going to add, a direct mail piece that goes out, right? So I see a lot of people who just want to get their funnel perfect, dead on, right on point. And then what ends up happening most of the time is either they just don't launch it at all, or they run out of money because they tried to add too much to it. All right, and so we want to talk about next steps. These are your key steps. If you're going to build a funnel, these are the 5 things you absolutely positively must do. Is you need to make a list of your top competitors and their funnel pages. I keep these in Excel document or Microsoft Word. You don't need a fancy software to do it. And I would write down, Brainshark, because they do sales coaching like I do. And then I'll find their funnel pages. I go through their website and just click through. I got a glass of wine, chilling on Friday or Saturday, and I'm just copy pasting funnel links into a document. And then you want to engage and document and analyze, right? So under each of those funnels that I have, I'm writing the pros and cons of what I like, what I think is working, what I know is working, what they could have done better, right? If I was a customer, what could they have done better? Assessing tracking strategies. So there are some Google Chrome plugins that I use, extensions, they're free. One of them is called the Facebook Pixel Helper. And the Facebook Pixel Helper puts a little icon up towards the top right of your browser. and it will let you know if you go to a competitor's website, if they have the Facebook tracking pixel active on their site. Generally, that's an indicator that they're doing some paid advertising, and that might be how they're kicking your butt. So I like to use tools like that. Another one is a Google Tag Manager. That extension is free for Google Chrome too. And that icon will light up too if you go to a competitor's website and that thing lights up, you know that they've been doing some Google advertising. So I say all of that just to say that if you know your competitors are there, it may be worth it to throw your hat in the arena and compete with them to get some of your business back. They obviously wouldn't be doing it unless, you know, it's one of two reasons generally, right? They're throwing a Hail Mary because they need some business real bad before they go out of business, or it's actually working for them and they're making the investment. So I like to know which of my competitors are advertising and where. You can leverage competitive analysis tools. There are tools online, and man, it's escaping me right now, but there's a tool, you just type in track competitor website, and I'm sure it'll pull it right up. And you can go to these sites and you can take a look and it'll tell you everything that they're doing, that your competitor is doing. It'll tell you what keywords they're getting traffic for, which platforms they're advertising on. It may even show you some of their ads so you can see what's been working for them. And so these 5 steps are the key to where I start. And from here, I know exactly what's going on. I know where I can fit into the market. I know if it's too much for me to handle and I need to find another angle to compete. But that's where I would start. And if you need help with you need help putting a funnel together, or if you have questions, because this is Doug and the Canadian Black Chamber, I'm about to paste a link into the chat. And this link is what's called what I call a connect call. And this connect call is simply, I'm not going to try to sell you anything. This connect call's purpose is to just talk with you real quick and see what it is you need help with. Am I even the person to help you? And if I'm not, you know, I'll refer you to a good place or tell you where to start. But if we have a synergy there and it feels like it makes sense to continue our conversation and trying to help you with your challenges, then we'll do that in the next call. So now I'd love to open up the floor real quick for any questions. I'd love to answer any questions, concerns that you may have.
Hi, Jaleel, it's Bernadette. Thank you so much for this workshop, masterclass. It was phenomenal. My one question, I guess, and just for clarification, is right here on your next steps, when you say to go to your competitors and look for their funnel pages, can you elaborate a little bit more on what a funnel page is? I might have missed it in between the presentation.
Okay.
Yeah, and Jaleel, if you could like share your funnel so they can see step-by-step kind of pieces of what a funnel looks like. I think that would help them out.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what I'll do. So give me one moment. I'm going to open one up real quick for you and then show you exactly what it looks like. And so a funnel is just it's a direct way with no distractions to get someone to buy a specific product or service. If they go to your website, they kind of get some of the information that they need and they generally just go away. But a funnel is very, very focused on getting someone to take specific steps. And generally it's a path that you kind of design for them. All right. And so, all right, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, great. So this is the entry to a funnel. And so this funnel is focused on my video selling secrets, right? A lot has changed since COVID, and there are remote sales teams working from home who've never done it before. There are, you know, teams that have been broken up. And so the idea here is that I want to help these people, and you'll see that I've put a lot of outcomes in here, right? And I'm going to highlight them to show you what I mean. So discover how to close more sales, right? Close sales more often, right? Are they struggling to solve their toughest sales challenges? Are they finished with giving away their margins with discounts and free consulting, which usually these days comes in the form of free discovery calls? Ready to find and close more profitable deals, right? And then I take away the risk here and I say, hey, get Video Selling Secrets and it's guaranteed. Right, so you'll see it here. A lot of the copy that I use is far from what I used to use, which was kind of just general talk. But in here, you see lead your sales team, shorter sales cycles, right? Win more deals. So this is how I get people to opt in. They're going to plug in their information here. And then what it does is it takes them to a video presentation here. So this is a lot of this wording I found researching my competitors, other companies like Sandler Training that does sales training, and Dale Carnegie that does sales training, and John Maxwell, things like that. So you see the verbiage in here: start closing sales faster, without discounting, without begging for business. And then so they go through here, and I've carefully crafted this copy in here. And there's this video actually just kind of repeats what's been written here. And so I did that intentionally because I know some people like to watch videos. Some people are at work and they can't watch the video, so they need to read. And so in my mind, they need to know, I need to make sure the exact same messaging comes across either way, if they watch the video or if they read the text. And so this copy, I'll read some portion of it to you. I'm not going to read it all, but I'm going to read it just so that you can understand contextually how this works with sales managers. So it says, here's a special message for every sales manager who wants to increase customer retention and upsell opportunities, but can't seem to stop playing the games that buyers play. Hi, my name is Jaleel Mans, and I help sales managers like you empower your team to close more sales more quickly, profitably, and consistently. And if you want to succeed with sales, then pay very close attention. Many sales managers suffer from the idea that sales training courses are time-consuming and expensive, but nothing could be further from the truth. If you want to close sales more quickly, profitably, and consistently, then this is exactly what you're looking for. I'd like to introduce you to Video Selling Secrets, which makes it easy to lead your sales team to shorter sales cycles, right? And then I put in a bunch of bullet points of things that are very important to a sales manager or sales team leader. And then ultimately, you'll notice too that my buttons don't say submit or click here. Each of my buttons always speak to their desired outcome. Yes, I'm ready to lead my sales team to shorter sales cycles, right? And so when they click on that, then it takes them to their checkout. Again, I just reiterate again, hey, these are some of the problems that you're having. Here are some of the things you want to accomplish. Here's what you're getting for your money, right? I'm giving you 3 different things valued at almost $3,000, but your price today is only $297, right? So I'm showing them, hey, you're getting way more value than what you're about to pay for. And of course, once I have that, the deal is done, right? And this gets them into the funnel. I've got 5, I've got 5 emails that goes out after that. If they open any of those, HubSpot lets me know. I pick up the phone. Hey, how's it going? How do you like the program? Great. Did you take advantage of the upsell for the predictable video selling system? No, you didn't? Hey, do you have a few minutes so I can tell you about it? And I do that. I pick up that phone real quick because I want to catch them while they're still happy, while they're still excited about their purchase. And if they didn't get to see that upsell offer, I want to take advantage of the opportunity to get another $2,000 out of them. Wouldn't you do that? Right? So this is how a funnel works. So did I answer that for you, Ms. Bernadette?
Yes, thank you.
All right, great. So any other questions? All right.
I have a
All
quick
right.
question.
Yeah, go ahead,
Yes.
Robert.
One sec. Is there any way to fast track and escalate knowing the research about a certain field? Like how you could go and find copy somewhere for your field?
Yeah, you could find
Topic.
example copy that's professionally written. I want to say the site is called Swiped, and swipe is an industry term for, like, if you write a template for an email or something like that, swiped.co. And you can search by industry, things like that, and it will give you some examples of sales page copy. It'll give you examples of Facebook ad copy. You could even search by, in your field, you could find other popular people that you know, and you've been through their funnels, and you can look on that site to see if, if you can find some of their swipes and their copy as a starting point. You definitely don't want to copy it verbatim. There are tools out there like Copyscape, which is an automated platform. It'll just track you down and send you to find in the mail or by email. And so you do have to pay it, or they just forward it to their legal team. So do not copy verbatim, please, and thank you.
Cool. And to get an award-winning testimonial, do you have any recommendations for the right questions to ask or the phrase prompts for them to complete?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to give you the 5 questions that I ask every time. And so question number 1, where were you in your journey before you met me? Right. And so your ideal client might say, hey, I've been trying to take care of my mental health, emotional health, physical health, but it's just not clicking. It's not coming together. And so you'll want to ask a second question. How did you find out about me? How did you meet me? Right. And so then she would say it was through his funnel or some live event, through the chamber. Right. Question 3. Can you give me one or two points of things that you learned or things that you didn't know before you met me, right? And get some insights of what they took in. What were some of the results that you got? Or how do you feel that's different than how you were? All right, question 4. Would you recommend me? Right, and obviously if they're doing a testimonial, they're gonna say yes here, unless you did something in question 1 through 3. And then question 5 is gonna be, what would you say to someone who is thinking about working with Robert or working with you? And so that can be done as a video right here on Zoom. You get the other person on there, you ask the questions. If you have any video editing skill or you know somebody who does, what I do is I cut the parts out where I'm asking the questions, and then I push it all together where it's just their answers, and then it just comes together fluidly. And then you can
What was the
Yeah.
last question? What would you say if?
What would you say to someone who was thinking about working with you or working with me? And so all of this can be repurposed. I'm a big fan of repurposing. So once you have that testimonial, you can transcribe it in the text, put it on your blog, social media. You can put the video out there. You can put the audio out there, right? You can send that to prospects who are thinking about doing business with you, but they're not sure. Those 5 questions.
What a great foundation for a quick FAQ page.
Yes, absolutely. Yep, great foundation for FAQs, right? Because they're going to tell you what worked, and you just, what could I expect to get from what could I expect to get from Robert when I get access to his affirmations over the next 7 days, right? And you, just like Doug said, you can pull that straight from the testimonial and put that in your FAQ page.
And how would this work for a product?
Okay, what's your product?
Black Intelligence, this right here, my t-shirt. We design empowering clothes that speak to you and for you, all to inspire and motivate the Black community, strengthen.
So how do you motivate and strengthen the Black community exactly?
So I have a live that I do weekly, and I have guests that come on the show, and they're talking about their experiences, they're talking about their businesses, they're talking about whatever they're contributing to the community and the world.
Okay. And so how do you sell this product?
Online.
So are you selling access to every time you go live? Is that how it works?
No, I haven't monetized going live yet. I was considering doing Zoom, but I don't know how to do the transition.
She sells apparel as well.
Okay.
Jay. So that's what.
Okay.
That's what she didn't say.
Got it. Okay. So you've got apparel, right? And so you can, I think maybe you might be into a recurring revenue model at some point, right? So you could bring everything under one roof as a membership. You've already recorded a ton of lives. You can go into, if you're doing it Facebook, YouTube, you can go in and go back and download those videos. You put them into a membership site. You stagger them out 1 week at a time. When they join your monthly membership, you put together a swag bag. So they get that cool hat, they get the shirt, and maybe get a few other things, right? As a welcome package, you put a card in there, signed by you. Welcome, right? And now you offer a community in there too. And you're selling more merchandise. You're getting recurring revenue coming in based off your membership because you're already creating new content every week. So that's easy to monetize, right?
I didn't know I could download it though.
Where are you doing your lives at?
On Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah, when you do your lives on Instagram, you can save those to your phone once the live is done.
Oh, like record it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, save it to your phone after it's done. Yeah, and if you have the bandwidth to do it, on a different platform, if you wanted to do it on Facebook, or is your following on Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you could do that. You can do a community. You can put that content together, articles and videos, right? You repurpose the audios. Go to Otter, like the animal, otter.ai. They have a free account where you can get 600 free transcription minutes per month. When you do your video, play it on your phone. Otter records it and transcribes it. Now you've got an article that you can put into your membership site too. Otter will also pull the audio from that too. So you can save the audio, the text, and the video into your membership site, and all of your members can digest it in a way that works best for them.
Okay, so where is this going to be located? Is this located in a funnel? Is this located on my website? Is this located on a different website?
So this would be, you could put it on your own website. Where are you hosting your website now?
Shopify.
Shopify, okay. So you would need something for the membership aspect of it. But that's something I could help you with at another time. We could talk about that. But, there's another tool I use called Kajabi. Kajabi is great. They offer a 14-day free trial. I'm a partner with them and I have access to a 30-day trial. So if you want to try that out, 30 days for free, I'll walk you through it. I'll give you a little time too and walk you through it. And then, put it on there and see what it looks like. If you like it, you continue, and you pay them. And if you don't like it, you cancel it and walk away.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There's a ton of those out there. There's you've got several different types of what we call learning management systems, and we're actually going to be bringing an expert in to kind of talk about that. These learning management systems. There's Kajabi, Podia, Mighty Networks.
I have one.
There's a ton of them.
Otter or Otto?
Otter, OTTER.ai.
Otter, okay, thank you.
Yes.
So there's a ton of those out there. And it just depends on what your needs are, but most of them have some kind of community membership feature.
Mhm.
And Sandra, what particularly with what you do, there's also with some of those platforms are able to do affiliate marketing. So if I sold your membership to somebody, I'd get $1, right, for every membership. And then that's automatically paid out of the system. So you don't even have to do any of that accounting. So that way, if you have influencers, it's a great way for people that are working with influencers and other stakeholders that are promoting your product and pushing your product. It's a great way for them to get paid, selling, pushing, your products, and it doesn't create another administrative nightmare for you.
Yeah, no doubt. Is that Kajabi you're saying?
Yes, Kajabi
All
does
of
that,
them,
but there are
Does that?
times-
Okay.
a lot of them have some kind of affiliate program. You just have to
Wow.
look into it with each. It depends on who you go with, right?
Right.
Kajabi is kind of the Cadillac of the bunch. They're the most expensive. Mighty Networks is probably the best value bang for your buck. But again, there's features and different pros and cons, and you need to sit down with someone like Jalil to kind of help you walk through that.
Okay. Did you say Mighty Network?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
There's a million of them. Literally, as many CRMs as out there, there's a million learning management systems. It just depends on what it is. Like what Robert would need as a learning management system may be totally different than what you need. Like, Insight Timer, actually, Mind Valley actually has some kind of learning tools and portals for that, that are kind of geared more for wellness and yoga and things like that. It just, again, it's you just have to do the homework.
Yeah,
And
Doug
find
is
a
absolutely
platform
right.
that suits what you need and all the different tentacles. Again, if you're doing influencer, utilizing influencers, I would highly recommend somebody like a Kajabi because their affiliate marketing piece is so well laid out. Some people have affiliate marketing, but it's clunky and it doesn't work very well, right? And it doesn't have a lot of flexibility. Kajabi is built for an influencer payout.
Okay. And how much is Kajabi off, like just offhand, like around?
It starts at 149, then the next one I think is 199, and then it goes up to 299. And I really used it. I mean, like Doug said, there's a lot of different ways you could do it with all the tools out there. It just worked for me because everything was kind of under one roof, and I tried to fight it for a while. I went with some cheaper solutions. I tried to patch a few together. The stuff broke when I did a webinar. I was heated because I didn't know how much sales I lost. I know I got a couple sales before it broke. And so after that, I made a decision that I wanted to find a platform where I could do most of my business in one place, if not all of it. And I wanted it to not have those third-party plugins like WordPress that crash or get hacked. And it ends up costing me too much. When I do a cost benefit analysis, it just doesn't add up for me.
Sure.
So in my case, my particular case, I would rather pay for the Cadillac than the Honda. But the Honda may be better for you.
Jalil, I have a quick question. I took down the questions you had, the 5, and I kind of customized it based on the services I provide.
Mhm.
Wanted to ask you, instead of even sending the email, can I do something through HubSpot, like collect it through a survey and it would just generate in there? Or do I have to? I mean, I can use, of course, SurveyMonkey in that, but I want to know if there's a feature in HubSpot that I can utilize that with.
Yes. So there is a tool called videoask.com. It's made by the same company that makes Typeform. And what it does is you would actually ask those 5 questions on your phone, put it into the app, and then the person receiving it would have the opportunity to reply to it using their cell phone camera or their webcam. And that records your testimonial as soon as they come through Video Ask. And Video Ask does integrate with HubSpot. So another use case when I went through their beta was what we did was we were using Video Ask to book sales calls, sales meetings. And so I would send you a video and say, hey, things went really good on that call earlier. I'd love to hear more about what's going on. If you want to meet with me, click the button that's about to pop up on the screen. The button pops up, they click on it, it takes them to the HubSpot meeting link. The person schedules a meeting with you and boom, it's done.
Okay. And then, but is there also a survey tool within HubSpot?
No, there is no survey tool inside of HubSpot. It does integrate with Typeform, but I think you have to be on the mid-level or higher. If you go into the HubSpot marketplace, it'll tell you what requirements you need for HubSpot, what level of HubSpot, and what level of Typeform you need. But when you integrate the two and create your survey in Typeform, it will push all of those answers into custom fields that you create in your HubSpot CRM so that you have the data all in one place.
Or maybe I can do it backwards. Let's say, as I use SoGo Survey, so I can check if SoGo Survey actually integrates with HubSpot, and it can actually generate it into that way as well.
Yeah, you may need to check that one. I'm not familiar with that one, but if it doesn't directly integrate with HubSpot, you just search for it in HubSpot app marketplace. And if you don't see it there, I would go to Zapier, ZAPIER.com, and then see if you can make those integrate there.
With integrate Zapier with HubSpot, or you mean Zapier with?
Or HubSpot with the survey tool that you mentioned. I wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
And also, you're saying something about video ask, and you can send it to one person. Can you send it to many people at one time?
Yes, you can. You can actually send it to groups of people too if you wanted. So it's really interesting. A friend of mine had a similar app that he developed himself, but companies like Video Ask put him out of business because it cost him too much to develop something similar. It's a great tool. It's very interactive. Instead of sending somebody a plain email, you could send them a custom video message. They can reply with a video message. It's really good, really cool.
Is it free, Video Ask? Do they have a free version?
They have a free and limited level, and then everything else is tiered as it goes up. So you'll get more features as you go up in the paid versions. So test it out on the free level and see if you like it.
Yeah, I'm going to. Thanks.
It just integrated templates into that. So like if you wanted to book a meeting, it'll build out the automation and stuff for you automatically, and you just fill in the blanks, add your videos, and fill in your text.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
You can actually do surveys within HubSpot now. It's just through a third party. So he's talking about Zapier as the bridge.
Okay, perfect.
Between those, but I sent you a PDF on HubSpot, and a lot of the questions you guys ask, Google is your friend.
Yes.
Throw it in Google, and then
excellent
if
SEO.
you see something within Google you don't understand, then that's a great way to interface with Jalil and say, hey, I was looking at this survey with HubSpot, or looking at something, I don't understand it. That way he can just immediately go, oh yeah, I tried that, it doesn't work. Or yeah, it works really well.
All right. Well, again, I shared my meeting link in the chat. If you want to just book a quick 15-20 minute call with me, again, I promise I'm not going to sell anything or pressure you. The objective of that call is just to see, if I'm the guy that's the one to help you, or if I need to point you in a different direction. But I'm honored, Doug, and I've gotten to meet even more great business people in Canada, right? I love technology. So I didn't have to go wait through TSA and have my mask on at all the airports to meet all of you. And I really want to touch base and keep in touch with all of you. So this was great. I remember being in this mentor protege program with Doug. It was phenomenal then, and it only just keeps getting better. Every time I look at it again, it gets better and better. And so I want to encourage you guys to lean on each other for support. I mean, besides these Zoom calls and things like that, this is an excellent time for, putting your heads together, strategic partnerships, the limitations are really up to you guys. And so I know this program was an excellent opportunity for me, and I know it can be for you too. I know it probably already has been. So you need to lean on Doug Mentor right there, because there's a big brain in that cranium right there. That man can give you access to a lot of the things that you need. Listen to him. He's very wise.
All right, well, Jalil, thank you so much. It's good to see you again. It's good. Thank you so much for pouring into these entrepreneurs. These are some of our most aggressive entrepreneurs that are attending this class, and we want to see them, get to that $1 million level. And so thank you so much for your time, and thanks to everybody for showing up today and spending the time. Jalil, thank you for this masterclass. We'll definitely have you back. We'll
All right,
definitely.
fantastic. Just figure out what you want me to teach. I'll put it together.
Jalil. Thank you, Doug.
Thank
you. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
No survey, Doug?
Yep, it's already floating around. I'll let you guys fill that survey out.
I don't see it.
It's launched. It's a little poll.
I don't see it either.
Okay.
Oh no, I clicked the poll at the bottom and it popped up.
Yeah, if you just click the poll, it should pop up. Yep.
Perfect.
What a simple poll.
Hey, just simple value, right?
Hey, Doug, can I talk to you after?
Yeah.
You have time?
Hold on one second.